Welcome to FSPN's coverage of high school golf. Thanks to our media partner 305 Plus Network and our title sponsor Adidas, we're able to bring you GMAC sports all season long. Remember to go online and download the 305 Plus Network app. Today we have boys varsity high school golf between the visiting Raiders of St. Thomas Aquinas and the home team, the Christopher Columbus Explorers. St. Thomas is led by their head coach, Landon Mickelson. And the head coach for the Columbus Explorers is Michael Marinelli. Jake Williams with the Adidas.
So live, clean in place, nearest point of relief, talk amongst each other. That's the best way to do it. Call somebody over, be like, hey guys, check this out. What do you think? You guys all agree on it? We go for it, okay?
You heard the coach. 9 holes of stroke play, lift clean in place from the fairways, and the best 4 scores count. Let's take a look at our first group of Drew Davis, Marcelo Gonzalez, Joey Gilden, and Ethan Morales. First on the tee from St. Thomas, it's Joey Gilden. And Gilden puts one right in the middle of the fairway. Next up for St. Thomas Aquinas, it's Ethan Morales. And Ethan's tee shot will be to the right side of the fairway. Now up, representing Christopher Columbus High School, it's Drew Davis. We'll have to wait and see on that one. He might be under the trees on the right side. Our final player in this first foursome from Christopher Columbus, it's Marcelo Gonzalez. Marcelo's tee shot goes a little bit left, but he'll have a good look from there. Let's meet our second group. From Columbus, it's Jake Williams and Joseph Fernandez. And from St. Thomas, it's Austin Biasucci and Kevin Cronin. First on the tee for St. Thomas Aquinas is Kevin Cronin. Kevin hits a nice fade. He'll catch the left part of the fairway. Up next for the Raiders of St. Thomas Aquinas, it's Austin Biasucci. Biasucci hits his drive on the left side. He'll be okay. He'll have a good look from there. Asking it to sit. Jake Williams comes up to the first tee for the Columbus Explorers. Nice tee shot by Williams. Here's Joseph Fernandez for Christopher Columbus. Some wet conditions here. It's been raining the last few days. Fernandez puts one a little bit left. In our final group from St. Thomas Aquinas, it's Brendan Chamberlain and Joseph Hendren. And for Christopher Columbus, it's Sebastian Etrovic and Eduardo Marin. First on the tee for St. Thomas, it's Braden Chamberlain. Nice draw. He finds the middle of the fairway with his tee shot. Now on the tee for St. Thomas, it's Joseph Hendren. Joseph hits that one right in the center of the fairway. On this first tee for Columbus, it's Sebastian Iterovic. Iterovic puts one in the middle of the fairway. And our final player in this final group, it's Eduardo Marin from Columbus. Marin is a junior. That one will play on the left side of the fairway, and we're all underway here at Miami Springs. Let's stay here at hole number 1 with this third group. And there's Sebastian's second shot. Nice approach. He puts it on the green with a little bit of spin, and it just comes off. From the right side, it's Brendan Chamberlain for St. Thomas. His shot finds the green and spins to the right, just stays on. He'll have about 30 feet for birdie. Here's Eduardo Marin with his second shot. And it's a nice one. He's going to have a nice opportunity for birdie. Joseph Hendren from the right side rough. Joseph trying to punch one out here and keep it low. And he does just that. A nice shot, rolls up onto the collar there. And we'll have 4 attempts at birdie on hole number 1. First one is Sebastian Iterovic, and he chips one up onto the green. He'll have about 3.5 feet for par. Here's Joseph Hendren from just off the green in hole number 1. And he finds the cup. There's a birdie for Hendren on the first hole. Nice chip in. Here's Chamberlain from almost the same spot. Chamberlain's deciding to putt this one. And he'll have that 4-foot knee knocker for par. Here's Eduardo Marin for his birdie attempt. Nice roll. He just leaves it to a couple of inches. He'll tap that in for his par. And a good start for Marin. Here's Chamberlain for par. Gets that one to go. Nice putt there. Let's move up to our third group. Let's stay with this third group and go to the second hole. And on the tee is Sebastian. And he quickly delivers one in the middle of the fairway. A nice drive by Sebastian. Next up is Marin. Eduardo puts one right next to his teammate. Here's Brendan Chamberlain with his second shot at number 2. He punches one through the green. Here's Marin's approach shot. And that lands on the green. He'll have another look at birdie. Here's Sebastian with about a 70-yard shot. He puts it on the green as well. And he'll have about 15 feet for birdie. Here's Joseph with his punch shot, and he puts it really close. Brendan trying to get back on the green. Sloppy conditions, a little muddy, a little wet here at Miami Springs. Tough to get any spin on the ball. And that one almost flies in the cup and rolls off to the green. Chamberlain will chip up. Gets it on the green, gets it rolling. Nice shot for Chamberlain. He'll tap in for bogey. And here's Marin with his birdie attempt. Marin gives it a good roll. These greens are a little wet, so they're kind of slow. He leaves it about 3.5 feet short. Here's Sebastian with his birdie putt here at number 2. Gives it a really good roll. Nice putt just past the hole. Sebastian will tap in for his par. Stay at even par for his round. Here's Hendren. Chance for birdie here. Just pushes that one past the hole a little bit. Eduardo Marin with about a 4-foot knee knocker to save par. He makes that look easy. Hendren with his par putt. And we head to the second hole. This was recorded earlier. This is our first group of Jake Williams, Fernandez, Biasucci, and Cronin. It'll be Fernandez putting for birdie on this very same green. Fernandez gives it a good roll. Leaves it a little bit short. Here's Biasucci for par. Oh, he just misses that one. He'll tap in for bogey. His St. Thomas teammate, Kevin Cronin, needs this for par. And he gets that one to go. Clutch putt there for Kevin. Here's Jake Williams with a 4-footer for par. And he gets it to go. Great putt by Jake. Let's head to hole number 3 and catch up with the third group. And here's Eduardo Marin with his third consecutive look at birdie. He's got to get one of these to go. Could this be the one? Not quite, but a very nice putt from that distance. Marin will tap in for his par. And from St. Thomas, here's Hendren with his birdie opportunity. Hendren with a chance to go 2 under here on the third hole. Just a little left. He'll have about a foot for his par. And the storms are starting to come in. We're starting to feel a little bit of the drops. Hopefully we can avoid the heavy stuff. Right now it's a little bit of a light rain. And here's Brendan Chamberlain for his birdie. On this, the par 4, number 3. Brendan comes up a little bit short. Sebastian for his birdie here on number 3. This will get him 1 under. And he's using that traditional claw grip. And it seems to work fine for him. Birdie for Sebastian. Here's Chamberlain for par. Just skirts past the hole. We'll have a tap in for bogey. Hendren will tap in for his par. Let's move up a hole to hole number 4 and catch up with the second group. And this is a par 3, elevated green. On the tee, it's Austin Biasucci. Austin hits one a little short and right. On the tee is Jake Williams for Christopher Columbus. Jake with a nice swing on this par 3. Oh, he's staring it down. He must like it. Wow, what's not to like? He'll have about 10, 15 feet for birdie here on number 4. Here's Cronin with his tee shot here on the par 3, hole number 4. And that one will be just short of the green and just short of the bunker. Let's go to hole number 5 and catch up with our first group of Ethan Morales, Marcelo Gonzalez, Joey Gilden, and Drew Davis. First on the tee for Columbus, it's Marcelo Gonzalez, and this is a driver hole. You can swing away here. You're not going to get much roll. Very wet conditions A little drizzle of rain. Wind starting to pick up. Marcelo giving it a long look. On the tee for St. Thomas, it's Joey Gilden. Joey's 2 over on the day. Nice swing, good contact. He finds the fairway. On the tee for Columbus, it's Drew Davis. Davis struggling a little bit today at +4. But this is a nice par 5, and it's very birdieable. And that's how you want to start it off, with a nice drive right in the middle of the fairway. Here comes the lefty for St. Thomas, Ethan Morales. Morales at even par after 4 holes. Nice swing, and he's asking for it to come back a little bit. It'll just be off the fairway on the left side. Let's catch up to our second group, and they're on hole number 5. And here's Biasucci, and he's got to contend with some low branches in this tree just to get back on the fairway here on the par 5. This is his second shot. He keeps it nice and low, and he's able to get it back on the fairway. That's a nice shot from there. Here's Joe Fernandez, and he's 1 under. This is his second shot on the par 5. Fernandez with solid contact. Just short of the green. The ball not carrying as much with this rain. Here's Biasucci with his 3rd shot after that nice recovery. Biasucci will find the left side of the green. He'll have a putt for birdie. This is Marcelo Gonzalez for Columbus with his 3rd shot here on the par 5. He can get it up and down here for birdie. An excellent shot. He'll have a 2-footer for birdie. Marcelo knocks it in. Here's Biasucci with his birdie attempt on the par 5, number 5 here at Miami Springs. Biasucci with the claw as well. It's become a very popular grip. Leaves it way short and to the right. Kevin Cronin with his birdie attempt. About 6 inches short. He'll tap it in for par. And here's Jake Williams for birdie. Oh, just pushes it to the right side. Tap in for his par. Biasucci for his par. Nice putt. And we're going to head to the 6th hole. We're going to stay with this 3rd group and play a short par 4 that dog legs to the left. First on the tee is Jake Williams for Columbus. That one hangs on to the left side. He hits it far enough to get close to the green. Here's Kevin Cronin, and he's 3 over on his round today here on the 6th tee box. Cronin hammers one. Almost drives the green. It'll be just left of the green side bunker. On the tee for St. Thomas is Austin Biasucci. Biasucci going with something less than driver here on number 6. Not a long hole. Placement is the key here. Biasucci hits a perfect one. He'll have a great look at the pin from the right side of the fairway. Here's Joseph Fernandez, and he has a spectacular round going. He's -2, 2 under par in some sloppy conditions. Anything even or around par today is going to be excellent. Fernandez hits one along the left side, just off the fairway. We're going to stay with our second group here, and here's Jake Williams' second shot on this short par 4, number 6. Nice shot by Williams. He'll find the back of the green. Here's Biasucci with a wedge in his hand. A little too strong for Biasucci. He flies the green. He'll have to chip that one from behind the green. Here's Joseph Fernandez after a very nice drive and an even better chip shot. Fernandez with a legit birdie opportunity. Here's Kevin Cronin. He almost drove the green. Nice touch there to get it up. Here's Biasucci. This is third shot here on the par 4, number 6 hole. Biasucci on the upslope. He'll try to fly this one somewhere near the hole. Checks up and a little too strong. Hold on. He'll have a lengthy putt for par. Jake Williams with a look at birdie on this par 4, number 6. Nice stroke, good roll. And he leaves it a little short. These greens are very damp. Kevin Cronin for par. For birdie, rather. And here's Biasucci with the long par putt. Just about a 1.5 feet short. He'll roll that in for par. There's a bogey from Ronan. Here's Joseph Fernandez with his birdie attempt. And Fernandez goes -3. Let's catch up to the first group, and they're on hole number 7 on the green. Putting for birdie is Marcelo Gonzalez from Columbus. Marcelo with that locked left hand. Gives it a nice roll. Just taps this one in for par. Here's Drew Davis for par. Wow, Davis gives it a good roll. He's in for par, and we head to hole number 8. We'll stay with this first group of Davis, Gonzalez, Gilden, and Morales. And first on the tee, it's Drew Davis. He's 4 over for the day. This a long par 3. 226 yards. Gilden's shot is a little short and right. And hopefully he's not in that greenside bunker. Next up for Aquinas is Joey Gilden. Joey with a hybrid. Goes a little long and left. Here's Marcelo Gonzalez for Columbus. And Marcelo just short of the green. Rounding out this foursome from St. Thomas, it's the lefty, Ethan Morales. Morales with a long iron. That might not be enough club today. Wind is starting to blow here. Morales catches it good, but not enough on that one. It'll go into the greenside bunker. Here's Morales from that very bunker, trying to get up and down, save his par. Morales giving it a long look, finally gives it a go. ends up about 2 feet short of the green. Joey Gilden chipping back up is for birdie. He's trying to get it close to save a par. This is big for Gilden. Needs to get this one close. Excellent chip from there. We'll have that left for par. Here's Davis chipping up. Tough to get spin when there's mud on the ball. And he'll have that for par. Marcelo chipping for birdie from just off the green. Lands it just on the collar, leaves it short. Here's Ethan with his chip attempt. He leaves it about 2 feet short of the pin. Drew Davis for par, and this will be clutch. Davis will drop a shot here on number 8. Marcelo for par to keep a good round going. This will be clutch, and he gets it. Great up and down for Marcelo. Here's Gilden for par, number 8. He makes his putt. Ethan for bogey. He makes his tough break there for Ethan. We head to hole number 9, the final hole here in Miami Springs. And it's the first group of Gilden, Morales, Gonzalez, and Davis. First on the tee for Columbus will be Marcelo Gonzalez, and he's 1 under in today's round. And that's spectacular. Wow, Marcelo goes big time to the right. And there's a lot of mud and water and trees and all kinds of nature over there.
Yeah.
Joey Gilden with driver here on number 9. Pretty straightforward hole. 376 yards. He puts it on the left side just off the fairway. He'll be okay from there. Drew Davis for Columbus. Davis puts one in the center of the fairway with his tee shot. The wind is starting to pick up out here, and here's Ethan Morales on the 9th tee box. But hold on, we have an umbrella flying across the tee box. Recovered by Gonzalez. And now Ethan's ready to go here on number 9. And Ethan hits one to the left side of the fairway. He'll be fine from there. Beautiful shot. Here's Gilden and Abuelo right behind him. Gilden gets a good piece of the ball. Tough to stop it on these wet greens. Lands it on the green and rolls back a few yards. And here's Ethan Morales after a beautiful tee shot on number 9. Wow, nice shot there from the lefty. Here's Drew Davis. And Drew doesn't like that one. He leaves it right and just off the green. He'll have to chip from there. There's a good look of how horrific these conditions are, and that's Marcelo Gonzalez. Right from the mini Everglades, trying to punch it out. He gets enough on it. He rolls it up on the green, and that's an excellent shot from there.
Great shot.
Just rolls off the back of the green. Here's Davis chipping up. Sure, he didn't want it to go that far. Here's Marcelo from just a couple feet off of the green. He decides to putt this long one up the hill. He's going to leave it about 3 feet short. That'll be a great up and down if he gets that to go. Here's Joey Gilden. And this is Joey's birdie attempt on number 9. Just misses a little bit left. Joey will tap that in. Drew Davis needs this for par. And that's a nice putt here on number 9. Morales with a birdie attempt in the rain. Miami Springs, and he finds the bottom of the cup. Great putt. Nice round for Morales. And here's Marcelo with a par putt to keep it at 1 under for his round today. And anything around par would be a great score. And here's Marcelo's putt. It goes in. A little fist pump, a little mini fist pump. The hats come off. The hands start shaking. Great camaraderie between these two teams. Two excellent coaches. Two well-mannered and well-coached teams. There's still some golf to be played here at Miami Springs. Let's go back to hole number 8 and catch up with group number 2 of Williams, Fernandez, Biasucci, and Cronin. And here's Fernandez on the par 3. Just a long 226-yard par 3, and he hits it just to the left of the green. Here's Jake Williams with his tee shot. And Kevin Cronin with his tee shot here at number 3. Kevin goes a little right, just over the carts. Let's head to hole number 9 and the final group. And the 2 leaders are in this final group. Here's Brendan Chamberlain, and he's going to chip up for birdie on hole number 9. This is the finishing hole. Didn't like that one. Came up a bit short. Here's Sebastian Iterovic, and he's our leader. He has this long putt for birdie. He'll leave that one to about a foot. He'll knock that in, come in at 3 under, and nobody could catch him. His teammate, Eduardo Marin, has this for birdie.
Bang.
And Marin
There you
sinks
go.
that one.
He's bird.
He goes to 2 under. Iterovic wins this at 3 under.
We did it.
The final score is Christopher Columbus High School with a combined score of 133 and St. Thomas with 147. I want to especially thank Coach Landon, Coach Mike, and Coach Chris for allowing us to be out here and covering this special event. Thank you to the 305 Plus Network. Thank you to FSPN. And thank you for our title sponsor, Adidas, for allowing us to bring you GMAC Sports all season long. Remember to download the 305 Plus Network app and follow FSPN on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everyone.